Tell me, by seeing this image, what you people are understanding. Anybody can just give me some guess, some idea about what this image is exactly telling. Just observe this. I'll give you 1 minute time. Come up with your observation. Yeah, client server architecture. Here, from here to here, one image. What is the meaning of this? And why this image is like this? What is the difference between upper part of the image and lower part of the image? Very good, very good. Okay, can you give me any example about this this software oriented view? This is called software oriented view. This is a hardware oriented view. Can you give some example where we will use software oriented view and where we use hardware oriented view? You can tell me hardware oriented view example. We'll discuss about provides the data for suppose database server. This is a database server physically located somewhere in our organization or in the cloud, wherever it is physically located. The server is physically located somewhere. We will try to access that server using either LAN or WAN. LAN means local area network, WAN means wide area network. With the help of wire physical connectivity, we will access the information in this server with from the client hardware. This is my laptop. For suppose my desktop computer would like to access some data from the database server. Okay, so these two systems are physically separated and connected with the help of some sort of LAN or WAN. So that is called hardware oriented view. So in this scenario, what it is doing? Server is providing the service, client is taking the service, client is requesting the service, server is providing the service. Okay, so that is the concept of hardware oriented view. If it is a software oriented view, you don't need to consider about hardware layer. You don't need to see, or you don't need to learn about, you don't need to understand about what is happening background. Foreground, for suppose if you take a single laptop, for suppose I am using my laptop. In the same laptop, for suppose I install database server, and in the same laptop I would like to access the database from the same laptop. Okay, I don't have any physical connectivity between these two. Within the single server, single computer, I will have both server and client process. It is a server process and it is a client process. Here you see process and this is process. This is client process, this is server process. Okay, it's clear? It is client process, this is server process. How they are communicating with each other? There is no physical connectivity. Virtually what they are doing, this process will provide a service, it will provide the service, and this process will request the service from the server. So when the server process is providing the service and client service is taking the service from this server. This is software oriented view. For SAP systems particularly, you have to understand the concept of this client server. Not only SAP system, you take any ERP software, any web server, or anywhere like server client concept. Nowadays everything is based on server client concept. That doesn't mean that there will not be any physical connectivity in background. There will be physical connectivity in background, but front end, when you look at, always we will talk that particular system or server when that particular system or server is providing service, that is called server system. When that system is taking the service, it is called client system. Okay, either it is software oriented way or hardware oriented way, that is doesn't matter. But understanding purpose, you just think that there will be a server process and there will be a client process. Okay, now I will ask you one question. What is the difference between program and process? What is the difference? If you answer this question, you will get more clarity on what is exact process. Okay, now I will ask you this thing. What is the difference between program and process? What is the difference between program and process? From computer background, computer science background, whoever is there, they can answer this question easily. Program is written to perform a process, some sort of near to that, but you just come up with another answer, with better answer. What exactly is the process? Where can you find out the processes in the system? For suppose right now you are listening to me, can you check processes anywhere? Yeah, task manager. If you open task manager, you can see all the processes that are running right now, isn't it? Okay, that means whatever the processes are running right now are only the processes are there in your computer. Does any other things can be done by that particular computer? For suppose if your task manager is showing around 50 processes, that means only 50 programs are there in your computer. No. For suppose if your computer has 200 programs in your computer, means for suppose if I open my task manager, applications, okay, see from your processes, see these are all different processing. What is the meaning of these? All these are processes which are currently running, and wherever you see the process identifier like PID, these PIDs are there, no? This particular system, Microsoft Teams, has the PID, process identifier. Why it is showing this? For suppose Microsoft Teams, for suppose Acrobat Reader is there, something like desktop window manager is there, Epic Pen is there. Okay, for suppose if I right click and end task, what will happen? It will kill the process. That means entire files related to that process will be deleted from my computer, or the files will be there in the computer? Yeah, whenever the file is ideally sitting in the hard disk, whenever the file is sitting ideally in the hard disk is called program. Whenever the program loads into the RAM, that is memory, then that particular program will become process. It will take the breath, means it will start living. Okay, whenever the program loaded into the memory, it will become process. You got it? You understand? So that is process. Process is running means right now this particular process is running inside the RAM of the computer. Okay, inside the RAM that particular program is running. So program is nothing but a file reside in the hard disk. Whenever the file loads into the RAM, it becomes process. That should clear the difference between the process and program. So program is just nothing but a simple file sitting ideally in the computer without running, without performing any task. When it runs into the RAM, then it will become process. That is a simple answer. So now if you look at this, server process provides the service, client process takes the service. Simply the meaning is that. Okay, so this particular picture you can see as much of time as you can. By seeing this picture you can draw so much of information. You don't need to read anything, just observe this picture and try to understand everything. Every work that we are performing right now in front of the computers, it just because of the different processes are running. So entire software built upon these processes only. If the process is not running, we cannot perform, you cannot see anything in the computer. Whatever the display that we are seeing right now with the help of PowerPoint is means the PowerPoint process is running background in our computer. That's why we are able to see this. Otherwise we can't see this. Okay, but PowerPoint presentation, PowerPoint process is just simply client process, but it is not requesting anything from any server. Right now in my laptop it is running, but in the SAP scenario or ERP scenario, there will be concept of providing service and taking the service. So whichever the process is providing the service is called server, whichever the process is taking the service is called client. Okay, so that is the difference between hardware oriented view and software oriented view.